Several months in a row of declines. That's on a jump in demand for new aircraft, computers, and machinery. YouTube in talks with major Hollywood studios to secure TV shows and movies for a new streaming service, taking on Netflix and Amazon. And average long-term mortgage rates this week dipping back below 4%. I'm Tom Busby, CNBC Radio.
There are no guarantees in love, but there is a guarantee from EH Plus by eHarmony, our new personal matchmaking service. At EH Plus, your own personal matchmaker gets to know you so well, we can guarantee introductions that will be satisfying and exciting. EH Plus goes far beyond regular online dating sites, and that's a guarantee. Visit us at ehplus.com/love or call 1-855-930-LOVE.
While most video surveillance solutions capture and store hours of nothing, Kcaa by Barracuda Networks only captures video when something happens. Once captured on camera, the video evidence is immediately encrypted and sent to the cloud for safe storage and easy retrieval from any web browser or mobile device. With Kcaa, there's no network configuration or software to install. Just plug one or more cameras into your network to better protect your business. Don't get caught with nothing. Do something about it. Check out Kcaa.com. That's CUDAEYE.com.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Good afternoon. It's 12:03. I'm Di Rice with the very latest in live local news here on Kcaa 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Federal authorities say that the 2 assault rifles and 2 handguns used in the San Bernardino massacre were all purchased legally here in the United States. 2 of them by someone who is now under investigation. Meredith Davis of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives says investigators are now working to make a connection to the last legal purchaser. She says all 4 guns were bought 4 years ago, but she's not saying whether they were purchased out of state or how and when they got into the hands of the 2 shooters. Former Redlands Police Chief Jim Brewerman said that the officers who responded to Wednesday's shooting in San Bernardino that left 14 dead did an exemplary job. That's from a policing perspective. This was a textbook example of mutual aid and rapid response to a horrific accident. Brewerman, who operates a Washington, D.C. think tank aimed at improving policing through research, said he was impressed by how multiple inland law enforcement agencies were able to come together and communicate efficiently to reach a relatively quick outcome. It appeared that Brewerman said as though the agencies learned from their mistakes during 2013's Christopher Dorner incident. Dorner, a fired LA police officer, went on a shooting rampage that resulted in 4 deaths, as well as his own here in Southern California. Inland Empire weather, sunny and high of 79 expected today. A few clouds out there today, more clouds moving in tomorrow, and temperatures dropping to about 70 by tomorrow. Overnight lows 45. Currently 75 here in San Bernardino. And checking out your drive, those streets are still blocked off. Waterman Avenue, both north and southbound sides, between the 10 and Mill Street. And they're still doing their police work in that vicinity. So other than that, it's not looking too bad out there. There is some slow traffic on the 91 between the 15 and Grand Boulevard if you're going in a westerly direction. And then the eastbound side is slow from Lincoln to the 15. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
Sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. You jump in and we'll talk. This hour, we're going to do one of our favorite hours, one of our most popular hours. It's a millionaire theme hour. If you are a millionaire, we want you to call in, and we want to interview you so that the rest of the people out here can listen and hear how you did this. What did you do? What are you like? Who are you? Because there's all this mythology around about millionaires. So a millionaire theme hour is what we're doing. And if you're a millionaire, call in right now. And Kelly, open up the lines and we'll put them through. That's 888-825-5225. Yeah, Kelly, open up those lines so they can get through. Can you guys hear me in there? Okay. All right. It looks like they're not to me. That's why I was asking. Okay. And you're looking at each other, and I'm sorry. I couldn't tell if you were hearing me. Good. All right. So, Millionaire Theme Hour, 888-825-5225. You jump in and we'll talk. Millionaires only. Now, what is a millionaire? Because a lot of people seem to not know. A lot of people in Washington who are running around politicking on wealth, making wealthy people evil, call millionaires someone who makes $1 million a year. That's not a millionaire. It's not the definition of a millionaire. There's a textbook definition for a millionaire. It's real simple. A millionaire is someone who has a net worth of $1 million or greater. Net worth is determined by what you own minus what you owe. If what you own minus what you owe equals $1 million or more, you are a millionaire. Your income could be $1 or it could be $10 million. Your income does not determine millionaire status. Your net worth does. So if you have a $600,000 home and $500,000 in your 401k and your home is paid for, you are worth $1.1 million. You are a millionaire. Call me. We want to hear from you because we're going to interview you. Because there's a lot of mythology out there about millionaires. Everybody says, oh, the only way you get wealthy in America is all inherited. Everybody's got a silver spoon that got wealthy. Just not true. Tom Stanley's research in The Millionaire Next Door says that 88% of America's millionaires, that's 9 out of 10, are first-generation rich. All millionaires are crooks. No. Matter of fact, fewer percentage of millionaires are crooks than percentage of other income demographics. It's the truth. I mean, I work with them all the time, and you have to be a Hollywood star or a professional athlete or a rock star or a country music star to be a millionaire. No. You add all of those people together, they equal less than 1% of the millionaires. There's about 9 million millionaires out there, and less than 1% of them are people you know in that vein because they're, quote, famous for their performance of some kind. So let's find out what millionaires really are. John is one. John's in Houston, Texas. Hey, John, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Better than I deserve, sir. What's your net worth?
As of today, $1,675,000.
Very cool. And what's it invested in?
All of that, well, let's see. We have $1,315,000 in mutual funds, and our house is worth $350,000.
Okay, very cool. And what have you made a year average through your working lifetime? Average year through your working lifetime?
Average, I would say about $130,000.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 59. My wife is 54.
Okay. How much of this did you inherit?
0.
Okay. And what have you done for a living? What's your primary career path that's caused you to make this? I'm sorry?
Aircraft mechanic.
Aircraft mechanic.
And
okay.
My wife is a school teacher.
Okay. So you've got a technical degree, or did you get a 4-year degree?
I did 4 years in the Air Force and got out and got my AMP power plant license and also private pilot on the side.
Okay. All right. And so what was your GPA in school?
Never went to college, but...
4 years in the Air Force didn't mean 4 years of college. Okay. So but you took your technical work, and did they give you a grade on the technical work you were doing to become an aircraft pilot?
Yeah. Well, it was in the A's. Didn't really have a GPA.
That's a pass-fail situation. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, they were all in the 96, 95.
Gotcha. So how do you end up with $1,300,000 in your mutual funds at 59 years old? What'd you do to cause that to happen?
Let me just tell you. We came from a family of 8 kids. Dad owned a grocery store, a very small grocery store, so all the kids worked in there. And it's one of these situations where, when you have a grocery store, labels come off the cans, so he brings these cans home. You didn't know if you were going to get dog food or a can of peas. So basically, in the fruit and stuff like that. So fruit, you bring home peaches or apples or whatever, so that's apple pie, that's, peach cobbler, whatever.
Sure.
And, of course, all the kids worked in the grocery store, and I can remember in high school making 75 cents an hour. Then went into the Air Force and got out, and I decided, there's got to be a better way, so I started investing. This is in the 80s. I just started investing in anything and everything, and, people back then, they had music CDs, and when a person would say, I bought a CD, I would always ask them, what bank did you buy it at? And they were talking about a Michael Jackson CD or something like that. So I was just a nerd about investing. And
what was the biggest? What did you put most money in? You said mutual funds.
Well, that's where I made most of my money. But the mistakes along the way, I played with commodities and futures. Ended up losing $40,000 on that. I lost $75,000 in individual tech stocks, and it wasn't. But I still started doing mutual funds because in the back of my mind, I wanted to get in something stable. And then in 2000 is when I found you, and that's when I really started accumulating money. We got the house paid off. We paid off $176,000 in 7 years. 2 daughters went through college. I started the Yutma funds for them back in 85 and 87 for them.
What's the most expensive pair of blue jeans you've ever bought?
Oh, gosh. Last time I bought blue jeans was probably 10 years ago, and probably $20 maybe.
You're not still wearing those, are you?
Yeah, they're still in my closet. Yeah.
Okay, good for you. Me too. I just wanted to tell Sharon that really happens other than at our house.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
How many new cars have you bought before you were a millionaire?
We have only bought one brand new car, and that's when my first daughter was, born. And we just felt like we needed something stable. Since then, everything's been used. Right now,
John, you're a great American hero. Congratulations. $1,675,000. Did you hear how he did it? Is that old Dave Ramsey investment advice that everybody on the internet says is so awful? Yeah, I'm bragging. I'm happy for John. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Larry Burnett here, inviting you to join Mark Mancini, Fred Wallen, and me for Open Season every Thursday at 3:05 p.m. here on KCAA. We talk sports the way real sports fans talk sports, and we talk sports with some of the biggest names in the game. Names like Vin Scully, Jerry West, Goldberg, Tommy John, Sam Bam Cunningham, and Byron Scott. We tackle the issues and we don't pull any punches. So join us for Open Season every Thursday afternoon here on KCAA AM and FM.
That's 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company has been serving the greater Inland Empire for over 60 years. For all of your printing needs, from full-color printing to high-speed copying and everything in between, go to Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. Their staff is committed to your total satisfaction. Great service isn't just lip service at Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. It's the way they do business year after year. Having trouble finding drafting supplies? Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company still carries a complete selection. Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company is rated high in customer satisfaction by Value Star, an independent rating company. For all of your personal or business printing, call Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company at 909-792-3478. That's 792-3478, or visit them on New York Street in Redlands off the I-10 and the Crosstown Freeway.
For those of you traveling by air to celebrate this holiday season, LA Ontario International Airport wants you and your family to have a fun and safe trip. For your convenience,
remember, TSA travel rules are for your safety and those of others. LA Ontario International Airport reminds you to arrive early and check with your airlines for flight delays or cancellations.
ONT offers 62 daily flights to 15 nonstop western cities. This year, Santa brings your airport the Pause Pet Assisting with Smiles stress relief program. So, make sure to stop and pause a while, then sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. For more airport information, please visit us at lawa.org.
Did you know Cover California can help you find a low-cost quality health care plan that's absolutely right for you and your family? Did you know there's coverage for unexpected emergencies and everyday aches and pains? Did you know free preventative care like blood pressure and cholesterol screenings are also provided to stop small problems from getting bigger? Well, now you know.
Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit CoveredCA.com to find free, local, in-person help or enroll online by December 15th to have coverage by January 1st.
San Bernardino, Loma Linda, Rialto listens to KCAA Radio.
And from the people who say that the little man can't get ahead in America today, the average millionaire was a little man. They started with nothing and became a millionaire. A millionaire is when you have $1 million net worth. Your net worth is determined by subtracting your liabilities from your assets. What you own minus what you owe equals $1 million or greater, then you're a millionaire. Tom is in Washington, D.C. Tom is a millionaire. What's your net worth, Tom?
Dave, it's $1.175 million.
Very cool. And what's it invested in, sir?
The house is worth $500,000. 401k is about $475,000. Roth $30,000. Retirement property $50,000, and about $120,000 liquid.
Cool. How old are you?
54.
Good for you. And what was your average income through your working lifetime?
Probably about $70,000.
Okay. And what do you make these days?
The wife and I make anywhere between $130,000 and $140,000, depending on overtime.
How much of this $1.175 million did you inherit?
$0.
Okay. And what is your career field through your working lifetime?
I've been at the same company for 37 years. I'm a produce manager, and my wife is a settlement processor.
Okay. What's your degree in? Do you have a 4-year degree?
No, sir.
You don't. Does she?
No.
Neither one of you? Okay.
Neither one of us.
What was your high school GPA?
I was in the high threes, 3.8 in that range.
Okay, cool. And so what do you tell people in America today that say you can't become a millionaire? You're a produce manager with no college degree, and you're a millionaire in Washington, D.C. How did you do that?
It's just setting goals and sticking with it. It's a long-term plan. Like I said, I've been there 37 years. And before I was introduced to your program, I always saved first. We never got used to our full income. We always set aside a good portion of our income in a separate account. And over the years, that grew, and that paid our major expenses, our cars, even paid off the house. It's amazing what you can do over time. And then with the 401ks, we took advantage of that with the dollar cost averaging.
So you've been investing in 401ks, what, in growth stock type mutual funds through those years?
Yes.
Okay. And so starting from nothing, you have $1,175,000, give or take, in a net worth. And how much of that net worth is due to you borrowing money? How much of the wealth did you borrow your way into?
Well, we borrowed to buy homes, but we paid it off as quickly as we could.
So you don't blame debt for your net worth?
No.
Okay.
No, I've always been debt adverse.
Okay.
I never got in credit card trouble. I didn't even want one. We got one. My wife and I met in our teens, and I don't think we got a credit card until we were in our mid-20s because people told us we needed it to rent a car.
Yeah. So what's the most expensive pair of jeans you or your wife have ever bought?
I'd say $20, and unlike the caller before and yourself, I still have 10-year-old jeans in my drawer.
Yeah. How many new cars did you buy before you were a millionaire?
We made that mistake a few times, about 3 of them, but some of those cars were purchased with cash.
Okay, cool. So what advice do you have to the younger version of you that's out there listening?
You just got to put your nose down. I'm constantly counseling young people to start investing early. You got to take advantage of the compounding of interest over your lifetime. I mean, this wasn't a 1 or 2 year or higher earning journey. This was 37 years.
If you were starting today, do you think you could do it again if you were in your 20s in the current environment?
Absolutely, and with my knowledge, I could. This is nothing compared to where I would be.
Yeah, because now you know how to do it.
Exactly.
But so the person that's listening, they got a shot, don't they?
Absolutely, and retail. A lot of people look down at the jobs. There's tremendous opportunity, and you work when you don't want to work. But yeah, the opportunities for overtime and extra earning. It's a tremendous field.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you mind saying who you work for?
I work for a giant food corporation.
Okay, cool. I was going to guess, but I won't. But since you didn't, it's good. I've got an idea because I know who retains people for 37 years out there, a lot in that field. So very cool, man. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you. You are a great American success story.
It was a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your story. Sue is a millionaire. She's in Jackson, Tennessee. Sue, what's your net worth?
About 1.4.
Okay. And what's that invested in, Sue?
Well, we've got about $300,000 in real estate, and the rest of it is in investments, mutual funds, that sort of thing.
Okay. Nothing fancy other than that. How old are you?
54.
How much of this did you inherit?
Just in the last 2 or 3 months, we inherited about $300,000.
Okay. All right. So the wealth is not the result of inheritance.
No.
Okay. And your average income through your working lifetime, household income?
Probably about $60,000.
What do you guys make these days?
Well, my husband is retired, so probably about, with mine, I don't make much, $45,000 maybe.
Who did you inherit the $300,000 from?
His mom.
Okay. So she was obviously pretty good with money.
Mm-hmm.
Did her teaching or her lifestyle enter into how you guys did this?
Oh, both sets of our parents were huge influences, yes.
That's good. There's probably a correlation between good parenting and millionaires too. I haven't ever checked that one out, but that's probably one. That's probably one of the questions I ought to be asking. So, what is your degree or your husband's degree in?
He has a bachelor's in business, and I have a master's in business administration.
Okay, and what was his GPA?
Is probably about a 3.8, 3.7, somewhere around in there.
And yours?
3.9.
Okay. All right. And what were your careers?
He worked in a factory, and I teach college. I was an accountant before I started teaching.
Gotcha. Okay. So what do you tell people that are out there listening? How did you do this? How do you end up with, not counting the 1.1 million before you inherited 300 the other day?
One of the things that we did is every time one of us got a raise, we kept 50% of the raise, and the other 50% went straight into investment. So we never kept an entire raise.
You never spent the entire raise. You didn't raise your lifestyle with your income.
No.
You just rolled it into investments.
Mm-hmm.
So what investments have done best for you? It sounds like mutual funds you're very heavy in.
Mutual funds. And back in the old days, we had CDs that did very well.
Yeah, back 30 years ago, 1980s, you could get a CD rate of 10%. Yeah.
We did. We actually did that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember when I was in college in the early 80s, my grandpa had one that was paying 14%. But interest rates on houses were 18 that year. So, yeah.
Right, but we didn't have any debt.
Yeah, I bet. So what part did debt cause you to build this in any way?
No, the only debt we've ever had, on our first home, we had $18,000. And then on our second home, I think it was $50,000.
But you did not use debt to build your net worth?
No.
Okay.
No.
And what's the most expensive pair of jeans you've ever bought?
Now, I'm a little bit more expensive than you guys. I go for 29. 29 is my limit.
Not 129, 29.
No, 29.
Before you were millionaires, how many new cars did you buy?
I've had one brand new car in my life, and a tractor hit it about 2 months after I bought it.
Okay. Wow.
And
so, do you think people listening to this, if they're in their 30s, 40s, or 50s, still have a chance in America today to become a millionaire?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Right there from the mouth of a millionaire. The money was not inherited. There was an inheritance late in the deal, but it was not caused by inheritance. So, very cool. Sue, you're a great American success story. Thank you for sharing with us. Inherited nothing. All of these folks. Nah. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Listening to KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
California headline news. We're hearing from the relatives of victims in Wednesday's mass shooting in San Bernardino. Kevin Ortiz recovering from being shot multiple times in his leg and shoulder. Despite the injuries, Kelsey Ortiz is thankful her brother was able to call his family to say he was okay.
He called his wife, recently married of 2 weeks, and he called my father, and he just let them know that he had been shot.
In Washington, Congressman Kevin McCarthy says Republicans are focusing on passing bills for better mental health coverage.
What we watched, unbelievable. Our prayers, our thoughts, we would not want that to happen any place in America.
Governor Jerry Brown says his thoughts and prayers are with the victims of the mass shooting and says California will spare no effort bringing the killers to justice. Kcaa weather, a storm system moving into the state today. Rainy day forecast for much of the central and northern region. Partly cloudy in Southern California. Jeff Scott, California News.
Every single time you cough, a small miracle occurs. You create a cough cloud. Thousands of liquid droplets exit your mouth, shimmering like stars surfing on your breath. If you could see this cloud of saliva, it would be beautiful until it landed on your co-worker Barbara's chin.
Or don't get Barbara sick. Take Robitussin DM Max instead. It soothes and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Robitussin DM Max, because it's never just a cough. Use as directed.
There's a reason why so many celebrities use Proactive. Their faces are their money. And it's time for you to get it because Proactive has set up a special 800 number. For just $19.95, you'll get Proactive and a rotating deep cleansing brush. A $45 value, yours free. For only $19.95, you're guaranteed to get clear and stay clear or your money back. Here's the number, 1-800-644-5944. Call now for a lifetime of beautiful skin. 1-800-644-5944.
A penny for your thoughts? Sorry, ideas are priceless. Kcaa.
Looking for the latest news in the new Loma Linda University Medical Center? It's in the Loma Linda City News, along with more local news in a calendar section with what to do and where to go for fun. The Loma Linda City News, in print and online at lomalindacitynews.com.
Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company has been serving the greater Inland Empire for over 60 years. For all of your printing needs, from full-color printing to high-speed copying and everything in between, go to Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. Their staff is committed to your total satisfaction. Great service isn't just lip service at Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. It's the way they do business year after year. Having trouble finding drafting supplies? Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company still carries a complete selection. Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company is rated high in customer satisfaction by Value Star, an independent rating company. For all of your personal or business printing, call Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company at 909-792-3478. That's 792-3478, or visit them on New York Street in Redlands off the I-10 and the Crosstown Freeway.
Moreno Valley schools have more vocational education programs for students. Find out more in the Moreno Valley City News. You can also find local business, sports, and entertainment news. The Moreno Valley News, in print and online at morenovalleycitynews.com. And now it's time for another Support San Bernardino Spotlight.
Hi, my name is George Hahn. I am the Senior Minister at the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. In the next few weeks, we would like to support San Bernardino by highlighting the outstanding things about our city. Today's program features Reverend Irma Forward.
We are the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire, teaching science of mind, a spiritual philosophy which empowers the individual to express creatively and to live a successful life. We practice affirmative prayer based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes. Sunday services begin at 10 a.m. During the week, we offer classes as an adjunct to Sunday services. These classes present a basic idea for successful living. On Saturday, December 5th, there is a family Christmas concert featuring renowned guitarist Rob Reynolds and family. On December 21st, there is a candlelight service with traditional holiday music. Julie Edwards Matanga will lead the Christmas bells. We look forward to serving you and meeting your spiritual needs.
Thank you, Reverend Irma. This program was underwritten by Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. If you would like information about today's program, please contact me, Reverend George, by calling 909-883-7171. That's 909-883-7171.
Go ahead and say it. We're all ears. Kcaa.
One of our most popular shows, one of the most popular things we do around here, the Millionaire Theme Hour. We're right square in the middle of it, taking calls from those of you that are actual millionaires to find out what you did, what it looks like in your life, how did you do this, so that others can learn and be a millionaire. It's kind of a new version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? You remember the old show with Regis Philbin? Who wants to be a millionaire? Well, used to be everybody, and now it's like politically incorrect to be successful in America because of the left-wing nut jobs that are out there floating around. And so I'm fighting back against that with what's called reality. Yeah, reality screws up your political ideology all the time, doesn't it? Yeah, because everybody says, oh, well, you know, we have to work on this wealth inequality thing. Really? Well, the only way you get to be a millionaire is you inherit all your money. No, that's not reality. Tom Stanley's book, Millionaire Next Door, and other research says that 88%, that's 9 out of 10 millionaires in North America, are first-generation rich. They started with nothing. So the way they created wealth equality was they left the cave, killed something, and drug it home and saved some of it. They didn't consume like they were in Congress. So we're talking to real millionaires. People have $1 million net worth or greater, so that you get what's known as a dose of reality. Benjamin is with us in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Hi, Benjamin. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's your net worth, sir?
It's $2.74 million.
Okay, cool. What's it invested in?
I actually have 1.4 in gold.
Okay.
And the rest of it is between 401k and mutual funds.
Okay. Your home paid for?
I actually live in a family home, so I don't have a house payment.
Okay. How much of this money did you inherit?
Zero.
Okay. And what about the family home? You don't own it?
No.
Okay.
It's my mom, and my mom owns the house, and she said you can live in it. So.
How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
Okay. And what is your average household income through your working life?
$281,000.
Okay. So is that where this money came from? You made really big money in your 20s?
Yes, sir. I did 2 years in the military and got out. And while I was in the military, I ended up going to college and getting a master's degree in automotive engineering, and got out and landed an electrical engineering job for the Department of Defense. I did that for 3 years, making $480,000 a year. And now I work in the oil and gas industry, making $255,000 a year.
So you've just made this unusually large income. Yep. Congratulations. Well done, sir.
I live as if I make $15 an hour. Mm-hmm. I do not overextend myself. Are you single? No, I have a girlfriend and I have 2 kids.
Okay. All right. And so your career is electrical engineering on steroids.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And and that was your degree. And what was your GPA?
4.0.
4.0. So you are a smart guy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So, I mean, I know a lot of electrical engineers. I don't think I know many that make $500,000 a year.
It was overseas contracting for the Department of Defense.
Oh, okay. So a little bit of war zone activity, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I spent a total of 4.5 years on the front line in Afghanistan and Iraq as a civilian.
Okay. All right. So you're making bank for that, plus what you were doing obviously was cutting-edge stuff as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, congratulations, man. You killed it.
And
wow.
I also need to let you know, I did go through a divorce 5 years ago, and I did get some debt from that divorce, and I ended up getting your book, Total Money Makeover.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know, as of December 1st, it took me 48 months, and I did $585,000 in debt paid off.
Wow. Good for you. Good for you. So debt was not your friend, but it was there.
Yes.
So in addition to all this, you did that.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's the most expensive pair of jeans you or your girlfriend ever bought?
I have spent over $100 on a pair of jeans,
Okay.
But I felt that it was something
that does not shock me with your income and your age. It does not detract from your character. You're fine.
It was a splurge for me, and I said, you know what, I want a good pair of jeans, and I went out and I bought one pair of jeans for $135.
So before you had $1 million, did you buy any new cars?
No, I have never bought a new car.
Zero. Okay.
Zero.
Very cool.
And the most recent thing that I have bought was 5 years ago. I bought a $1,000 truck, and I still drive that truck to this day.
My goodness. So some things you're really cheap on and other things you aren't, and you keep your lifestyle way down. You've driven your income way up. What I'm thinking about as I'm talking to you, and I'm going to get you to help me with this, is what of these principles are applicable to someone listening to us right now? Because, I mean, you took some risks in terms of being on the front lines as a contractor. You had a good military background, so you knew how to work in that situation. By the way, thanks for your service to the country. And, I mean, you found a real unusual niche. So if you're talking to the 20-year-old version of you and they're going, oh, my God, this guy's cool, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to just focus, and I will say that none of this would have happened if I would not have stood fast in the Lord. Hands down, 25% of my income off the top goes to tithing and giving.
Wow.
So I know that I'm a firm believer that because I'm giving and I'm helping out and doing what the Lord's called me to do, in turn, he's returning it to me in fold.
Yeah. Well, you've worked your butt off as well, and God has blessed you. You're like the farmer that worked really hard in the field, and then it rained.
Yep, and on top of that, I mean, it's very, very calming and relaxing knowing that 10 years ago I was homeless, living on the streets. And in 10 years, I mean, I joined the military, and since I got out of the military, it has been astronomical growth. And even though I make good money, I only live off of $38,000 a year.
So when you were a kid in high school, did you know you were smart?
Yes, I did. I scored a 32 on my ACT. I scored a 1598 on my SAT.
Okay.
And I scored a 99 on my ASVAB.
So academically you were smart, but you still ended up on the street and had to learn some life lessons.
Yes.
Okay. Cool, man. That's a good story. It's a good story.
Yeah.
I like you. You're awesome, man. You're bright.
I have been trying to get a hold of you for 2.5, 3 weeks now to let you know, and for one, to say thank you for your book. It actually taught me a lot and taught me to be more humble about where money is going, and it actually increased my income tenfold as far as what I used to be able to put away.
Very cool. Well, I'm honored. We'll send you a copy of the new book, The Legacy Journey, which is about wealth as well. I think you'll really enjoy it, especially with your philosophy on life. Very proud of you, sir. I'm proud that a guy like you serves in our military, and then you use the benefits from that to go be somebody at this level. Very impressive story. And I hope this just does nothing but continue, and that 2.7 turns into 27 million. And because I got a feeling really good things happen to money when you touch them, or when you touch it. Way to go. You know, that's an example, folks, of one of the things we teach you in the Legacy Journey. That when you get money, you know what it does? It makes you more of who you already are. If you're a jerk and you get money, you become a colossal jerk. If you're compassionate and generous, you get money, you become that guy. Did you hear him? Did you hear his giving level? Wow. Impressive. We're talking to millionaires this hour. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
InfoTrack is the weekly show with information you should know. Hi, everybody. This is Chris Whitting, inviting you to join me each week for InfoTrack.
Sundays at 6 a.m.
Right here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
most overlooked priorities in a family's financial plan is life insurance. Having it and having the right amount are crucial. If you died, how would your family pay the bills, put food on the table, and plan for the future? Term life insurance is protection for the ones you love. It's not complicated and it's not expensive. People need to deal with this, which is why I found a company I trust and I do business with, Xander. Please take the time to take care of your family.
This is KCAA.
What is San Bernardino going to do with the Carousel Mall? Keep track of the mall development and more local news in the San Bernardino City News. Local sports, education, business, and entertainment news in print and online at sanbernardinocitynews.com. The Redlands Passenger Rail Project is going to happen. Get the information expressed on this story and more in the Redlands City News. Catch local stories posted online daily. The Redlands City News, online at redlandscitynews.com or in print at locations near you.
Hey, Di, do you know that many people have no idea that the Carousel Mall is actually open?
What? Do you tell them that that's where KCAA is located?
Of course, but there's more than just KCAA here.
Oh, I know. It's a totally great place for a girls' outing. Here at the Carousel Mall, there's Mega Beauty Supply.
And it's huge.
Yeah, the biggest beauty supply store I've ever seen. And they have wigs and extensions.
Then there's Backstreet Beauty Salon and Daniel's Jewelers, a store, by the way, for girls and guys.
Yes, and Nail Fashions where they do waxing and eyelash extensions. There's Lisa's Threading. You know, Mark, eyebrow threading is a big thing nowadays.
I do know about Mr. Yu's.
Yes, when you're ready for lunch, it's Mr. Yu's Chinese restaurant.
Best of all, Mr. Yu's is right next to KCAA.
Yes, all this located in the Carousel Mall, right off the 215, the 2nd and 3rd Street exit.
Come visit the Carousel Mall. We're open.
For more info, go to kcaaradio.com.
I think I've already lost you. I think you're already gone. I think I'm finally scared now. You think I'm weak.
It's a millionaire theme hour where we are talking to millionaires. People who have a net worth of $1 million or greater. The net worth is what you own minus what you owe. The average millionaire is not a superbly brilliant individual. The last guy we talked to was 32 on your ACT and 4.0 on your electrical engineering is no slouch. He's obviously very bright. Most of us that are millionaires have a GPA north of 3. I mean, we're not doofuses, but very few of us have a 4.2. You know, most of us. Most of us, it has more to do with grit than it does raw intelligence. Most of us that have $1 million net worth or greater. So we're talking to real millionaires to dispel the myths and the mythology that is out there in the culture today, and in particular in some of the political parties and ideologies that are so screwed up that somehow this country is broken. Oh, it's broken. There's some things that need to be fixed. There's no question about that. But this idea that the little man can't get ahead, the little man has a better chance of becoming a millionaire starting from nothing today in the United States of America than in any time in history, in the history of mankind. You've got no gripe about wealth inequality. None whatsoever. And we're proving it all day, every time. I give you a little dose of reality when you listen to this show. So Pete's going to help us with that. He's in Eugene, Oregon. Hi, Pete. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How are you?
Just the same, sir. What's your net worth?
It's a little over $2 million.
Okay, $2 million plus. And what's it invested in, sir?
Well, I have mutual funds, stocks, home, and some commercial real estate.
What's most of it in?
What's most of it in?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say mutual funds.
Okay, cool. How old are you?
I'm 64.
Cool.
Well, I'll be 64 this month.
Yeah. How much of this $2 million did you inherit?
Well, it's kind of hard to figure. I became a millionaire. Can you hear me?
Barely. You're cutting out.
Yeah, I became a millionaire at age 38, and none of that was inherited. I do have about 80,000 of beneficiary IRA.
Mm-hmm. So 80,000 out of $2 million you inherited.
Yeah.
So inheritance is not the cause of your wealth.
No.
Okay.
No, I got it up to $5 million. Made some mistakes. Just a couple of years ago, was living in a rental, and I'm back up to $2 million.
Okay, cool. And what's your average household income through your working life?
Well, my wife has not worked throughout our life, and my average is probably around $125.
Cool. What have you done for a living?
Well, I started out as a shop teacher, but it was really bad. We were living in a little single-wide trailer, just starving to death, and so I said, that's it, I'm changing, and went to work in the financial industry, started out selling life insurance, and you would be happy to know that I have never, ever sold a whole life cash value policy.
I feel better about you already.
100% term. 100% term.
So what were you selling?
What's that?
You said you sold financial products. What were you selling?
Well, life insurance, auto and home.
Oh, okay.
In mutual funds.
Right. Did you have a degree, a 4-year degree?
I have a 4-year degree in shop.
Oh, okay. All right. What was your GPA in shop?
Teach kids what spark plugs do.
Yeah, I got you. What was your GPA in college?
Well, I didn't graduate cum laude or summa cum laude. I graduated thank you laude.
Me too. I was the portion of the class that made the top half possible. That's good.
Sir. Oh, I would say mid-3, somewhere in there.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. What's the most expensive pair of blue jeans you ever bought?
Well, I just bought the first pair I've bought in probably 15 years, and it was, I think, somewhere in the 40 range.
Okay. How many new cars did you buy before you were a millionaire?
One.
Okay. All right.
Worst mistake.
Yeah, I hear you. Fun. So what advice do you have to the younger version of you that's out there listening?
Well, I would say be blind to the grind till you shine.
Ooh, that's a good line.
Yeah. And, why blend in when you were born to stand out?
Okay.
Normal is broke.
Yeah.
Weird is rich.
So you've engaged in weird behaviors. What weird behaviors that caused you to build wealth did you engage in?
Well, when I went to work in the financial business, I started making $100,000 pretty quick, and we didn't need $100,000, so we saved $50,000. I think paying your tithing is an important thing. John Templeton, one of the greatest investors of all time, said the best investment you could ever make is spelled Tithindt. It's the second best investment that's the hard one to figure out.
Oh, that's it. There you go. And John was quite a man.
Yeah, and just outwork everybody else.
There you go. I love that. Pete, thank you for calling in and sharing your story. You're a great American success story. I'm honored to talk to you. Yvonne is in Iowa City, Iowa. Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Dave.
So what is your net worth?
We're about 1.4.
Okay.
We have about $450,000 in retirement, and then we have a $300,000 home and about a $350,000 auto body shop, and then an $85,000 rental home, and then miscellaneous cash and stuff. So 1.4.
Gotcha. And how old are you guys?
We are 48.
Okay.
So my husband and I.
How much of this money did you inherit?
Not a dime.
Okay. And what is your average income household through your working lifetime?
I looked it up. Last 10 years has been about 126. Probably before that, when we were in our 20s and 30s, probably around probably 90,000 back then.
What was your career track? Or your husband?
I am an accountant.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I were high school sweethearts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm an accountant. His dad had a body shop, and so I had done the books, and Tony worked for his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then we bought the shop, and so we've owned the shop since 92.
So you have a 4-year degree in accounting?
Yes.
And what about him?
He never went to college. Nope.
Okay. What was your GPA?
It was a 3.8, but I was definitely not a natural person. I had to really work. I was not bright like a couple of callers ago. I had to work really hard.
Gotcha. What's the most expensive pair of jeans you guys have ever bought?
Never wore, or it lasts probably $40 at that. I don't even wear jeans. I wear khakis, and my husband gets his jeans from the local farm supply store.
Okay. So he's in the auto body business, so I know the answer to this, but how many new cars did you buy before you had $1 million?
None.
Oh.
I've told Kelly my first car was a Pinto. And
Sharon's too, yeah.
And I've owned 3 Jags.
Okay.
But actually, probably more in our 20s and 30s where I was more materialistic. Not that way really anymore. He's driving around a 2008 Town & Country. I'm driving around a 2006 Saturn just to bebop around.
I love it. Yvonne, thank you for sharing your story. You guys are great American success stories. Well, there you have it, folks. Aircraft mechanic, produce manager, electrical engineer, insurance sales, body shop, a factory worker, and a teacher. There's your millionaires. Wow! That's insightful! This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Here's a look at the KCAA community calendar. I'm Di Rice. 'Tis the season of giving, and Music Changing Lives is gearing up for its annual toy drive. Random act of kindness. MCL is in need of Santa's helpers to distribute toys and gifts to children in severely impoverished communities throughout San Bernardino and Riverside County on Christmas Eve. Last year, the organization distributed gifts to nearly 2,500 children in some of the poorest and roughest communities in the Inland Empire. This year, they would like to bring joy and happiness to 3,000 children in need. With your support, they can reach their goal. Please help to brighten the holidays for some of the most vulnerable children in our region. If you, your business, or organization is interested in collecting toys or volunteering, please contact MCL at 951-992-0721, 951-992-0721, or visit musicchanginglives.org. And that's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
This is 1050 AM KCAA Loma Linda and KCAA FM Yucaipa 106.5 FM.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. Stocks are in negative territory. Traders reacting to a speech by Fed Chair Janet Yellen, who reaffirmed the case for raising interest rates as soon as this month. It would be the first hike in 9 years. Also pressuring the market's disappointment with stimulus plans announced by the European Central Bank. They were less aggressive than expected. The Dow's down 274 points, the Nasdaq lower by 97.